Hi, I'm Terry Farr, Executive Director for the Greater Picayune Area Chamber of Commerce in Picayune, Mississippi. Welcome to Chamber Conversations. Today I'm meeting with a buddy of mine, Donnie Pascal. How you doing, Donnie?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. Donnie owns Diamond Productions, located here on Highway 11, Picayune, Highway 11 North, Picayune, Mississippi. And so we're excited to be here today. The setup today is totally different from what I've been doing, so we'll talk more about that in a minute. But Donnie does own Diamond Productions. Also, he's a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and most recently a patron sponsor. So we appreciate him jumping on board, and we'll talk more about it in a minute. But we're going to be doing a lot of things together. So anyway, appreciate you. Appreciate what you're doing for the city, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, too.
Oh, yeah.
But so for the viewing audience here, why don't you tell them who Donnie Pascal is?
Sure. Well, I'm Donnie Pascal, owner of Diamond Productions. Leo joined us today. This is a team mascot, if you can see him on film.
Special colored dog, man.
Yeah, he's getting a haircut today, so he joined along for the interview. But we own Diamond Productions here. We specialize in video production. We also do major concerts, and we do audio production, lighting production. We get into a little bit of everything on the side of live events. So that's kind of our specialty. And seemingly we have transitioned through the years, kind of navigated where at one point we were real heavy in wedding production, and then real heavy in live, the dance recitals, the graduations. And now it seems like we're really involved in the live production aspect,
right.
And everything involved in that. And so we work both hand in hand with end user clients, is what we call them. So someone would call us, pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what I need. We also worked as subcontractors through other production companies, and that's probably a good 70-30 split, with the subcontractor being heavier. But it's just the nature of this business.
Right.
You get phone calls from other production companies, and they need assistance on certain avenues, and we do consider ourselves very video heavy.
Right.
So that's where we try to put most of our focus, but we offer all varieties of production.
So you were born and raised where?
Well, I was born and raised in New Orleans, but I was only there for a year until we moved to Virginia for a year, and then moved down to Carrier. I was there until my freshman year of high school. Parents moved into Hideaway Lake, and they're still there.
There you go.
Still there, and I've moved. I now live in the Wood subdivision, so I'm heavily invested in Picayune.
Yeah. Well, I knew I first met you. Well, I guess you must have been just a little puppy when I first met you, So anyway.
I think I've come to the bank a few times asking for maybe a new car loan or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably saw you.
Yeah, I probably gave you a good rate, I'm sure.
Why not?
But anyway, so let's see. Now, how long have you had Diamond Productions? About 10 years
Sure.
or something like that?
So Diamond Productions kind of came out of, my dad had Pascal Studios all while I was growing up. He did all the school photography. He did weddings and video around town. And so I kind of got started when I was around 8, 9 years old, filming things,
Right.
and helping out. Not really doing anything real major, but just helping out where they needed help, And then my dad went back to being a pilot. And it was my freshman year in college. 2005 was my freshman year in college. At the end of my freshman year, someone called me and said, hey, man, we have an event. We need someone to film it. Do you still do that? And I said, well, I can. And so I think I rented some gear and did it. And, well, at the time I was producing the video, I said, man, I really don't want to put my name on it. I don't want to put Pascal Studios, because I didn't want to confuse people thinking, right. Oh, this is back. I said, what can I put on it? Happened to be that day at Southern Miss, I found a diamond tennis bracelet in the parking lot. It was hanging in my dorm room, hanging on a Coke bottle or something. And I had found, someone had contacted me and told me it was theirs, and it was just hanging there. And I had looked at it and I said, man, Diamond Productions sounds pretty good. And that's where the name came from.
There you go. I was wondering where you got that.
That's it. And not many people know that story. So that's it.
I know you're married and you got what? One?
I have one child. He turns 2 the 27th of July. So
cool.
Pretty soon.
And you got 2 brothers?
I had 2 brothers and a younger sister. One is a twin. One's an older brother, also a chamber member at Pit Lane.
Right.
My twin brother's a pilot. He does that professionally, and then my younger sister's a nurse in Slidell. So.
I don't know that I've met her before.
Yeah, she's
bring her by one day.
I'll have to bring her by. That's
yeah. All right, so what do you see going on? What's I know that you and I are fixing to do some stuff.
Sure.
I don't even know what it is, but we're gonna do it.
That's it.
And,
we're working on it.
So we're all about promoting. I know the chamber is, and I know from talking to you, you are too. We're gonna really get deep into promoting Picayune, Mississippi. What do you see that that we can do together?
Sure. So we rely heavily on technology here. Obviously, you walk in and you get that sense immediately. You get that sense immediately. You walk in the door, you see TVs, equipment, computers. I've lost count of how many computers we have.
Y'all wouldn't believe. Y'all would not. I've
we
got
may
some
have to
pictures.
give them a tour. We have to give them a virtual tour. Or something.
You wouldn't believe the equipment in there.
And so we rely heavily on that technology. And I do think, Picayune specifically, it maybe is a little outdated when it comes to using technology to better business, to better, marketing. A little bit of all the above when it comes to business. We do a lot of business relationships as far as their PR work,
right,
with the heavy use of video production and the creativity that goes behind that. So I do see a really large potential of how we can help the chamber do that, and that's even the businesses being members, and so
right.
and I think that's something the chamber can offer them, and through a partnership with us. And like I said, we've recently become a chamber sponsor, and we're going to help out with that as much as we possibly can. We want things to. I keep saying, I'm 31 years old, so I'm just a spring chicken. But I really want to take Picayune to a new standard.
Yeah.
This is the new standard we want to see in Picayune. We don't want that old mentality of, oh, well, it's Picayune. You can't expect more than that, And so, we recently hosted an event here, and that was the whole premise behind it, is that a new standard needs to be
right.
had.
So you did a movie night the other night.
Sure.
Weather was bad, but that's okay. You ended up having a good crowd.
That's exactly right. We had over 350 people there at the final count, and we had a monsoon come through 10 minutes before the gates opened.
Right.
So it was really encouraging to see, even with the rain and the puddles and the mud, people still wanted that to happen. They were calling. I remember holding a tent down and someone calling, "Hey, the movie night still happening?" I said, "Yeah, look, as long as the equipment stays on the ground, it's happening."
Hey, and what was interesting is, and that's social media where it was going out, man. We're still doing it, and
that's
postponing
exactly right.
it and whatever. So that was good. So should we talk about anything else that in the future that you see going on down there at Crosby Commons?
Yeah, so we've been very encouraged. The city of Picayune's reached out to us several times on just trying to make sure we stay in the agreeable path, I should say. We can't officially say it's a partnership, and because there's red tape on how we can utilize the city and how they can utilize us. But at the same time, events cost money. They do.
Right.
But when you look around this place, we do have a slight advantage over another host company, someone who doesn't have to pull a ton of cash out of the pocket just to get the equipment there.
Right.
But we have that availability. We're really happy and fortunate to be able to do that. And we want that to be something that lasts. Rochelle Dawsey has been huge, implemental in helping us promote. Right. She's also an idea. We bounce stuff off of each other. Diamond Productions, I say sometimes, is fortunate to be a single operated production company. However, sometimes that's incredibly difficult because you don't have that voice saying, no, don't do that. So usually that's my wife fussing me when I get home, why'd you do that? And I'm like, well, maybe it's too late now, So it's been nice having her to bounce that off of as far as the ideas of the future events, So, but super encouraged about possibilities. We're actually going to make an announcement real soon of a series of events coming out. So we'll have to get the public on that and just basically make sure they're following Facebook pages and stuff like that to know to keep up with the events.
Right. And one thing that we did at our chamber banquet last November, and I need to give you that date so we get you marked up for that. But at our chamber banquet, what do you call that big screen TV? So it's an LED video wall. Essentially, we're sitting in front of it. It's transported in these cases here. An LED video wall is modular in design. So our panels are 20 inches by 20 inches. We can build up to 23 feet wide by 13 feet tall, and that's maintaining an aspect ratio. And for all the non-technical folks out there, that means it looks like your TV. Yep.
Aspect ratios, is that what
that's
that means? And so we can do 23 feet wide by 13 feet tall, But at the banquet, we did 11 feet wide by 7 feet tall.
So do you think we'll be able to raise
we
that
can,
or
of
something?
course. We have ways.
You know,
to
we
get
have
it up.
people upstairs, and
That's
I don't
exactly
know that
right.
they could see it.
So we have ground stack, which ground stack keeps it mere 8-9 inches off the ground. We also have it can fly, meaning it's off the ground suspended, and then we can also put the ground stack on stage deck. So get that up 3-4 feet. Financially, those things come in different plays for our customers. We ask them how they want to support it. Most of the time we're outside. It's always on a flying rig because the wind rating is better.
Right.
But this video wall, man, it's IP rated, meaning it can get wet, which is huge to us living in South Mississippi. Every time you open the doors outside, it's going to rain during summer. So it made sense financially for us to have something that could get wet. Even with that big storm, everyone freaked out, said, hey, you're going to have to take it down. I'm like, no, it can get wet. And most of the time it does.
So some people probably think I'm nuts and think I'm being funny when I say this, but I've been saying for a while I want a Hallmark movie in downtown Picayune, because I love Hallmark movies. So
right.
So we may have to do a Diamond Productions movie first and then get it out there viral,
That's
and
exactly
then,
right.
and then Hallmark will be calling up.
Make a short film, promote the idea, and then they'll call us.
So
That's exactly right.
we got some ideas. So, all right, so, I mean, you and I could talk all day, but I guess we probably better both go to work. What else do we need to talk about? So I know you got a website, you got Facebook, probably Instagram and Twitter or whatever, all of that stuff. What's your Well, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
So the best way to get a hold of us is go to our website. You have every form of contact there. The website is dpvlive.com. So stands for Diamond Productions Video Live.com, dpvlive.com. That's the best way. And one word of advice or encouragement I'd give to people, because in Picayune specifically, we get this a lot, and so I'll clear this up, is that immediately when they walk in the door or they'll see our production set up, or they say, the first thing they say is, we can't afford that. Can't afford that. And I would encourage you not to think that way, because we do productions on very large scales for some really large corporate contracts.
Right.
And we do stuff bare minimum. So we can make it work pretty much in any aspect. We always say we work in a budget production. And what that means is the first question we're going to ask a customer is, hey, what's your budget? What you working with?
Right.
And people just are so scared to death to tell us, $500.
Right.
Because they think we're just going to laugh at them. And I'm like, look, we have applications for $500 customers. We do. And we can make it look top notch. I tell all of my guys that work with me, I tell them, listen, if we focus every job we do like it's the Super Bowl, we'll never go wrong, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day what the pay was if we agreed to it, right? So, and that's just try to keep that focus, pinpoint. And
my guess is that you're thinking you're 31 and I'm not, but everything that I do, I think about what could this be in the future. So you're out there doing stuff that'll be for long-term customers,
right.
And so anyway, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate you letting me come out here, and I'm looking forward to everything that we're going to be doing together. So, and let me just say this: if you have ideas, what either Diamond Productions can do, or the Chamber can do, or we can do together,
absolutely,
because we're going to be promoting Picayune. Because what we're needing is, we just have a certain population here, and you and I have talked about it. We need to draw the people from other areas to come up here to visit Picayune, Mississippi. And we're going to get that done. So anyway, so appreciate y'all tuning in. Please share this video. We've got a YouTube channel, Chamber does. So if you will, subscribe to that. And that way you get some of this stuff before others do. And anyway, make it a great day.